Alan_Rice asks, heard Max say once that nutrition is overrated when it comes to performance. Everyone seems hyper-focused on diet nowadays. Could you dig in to what you meant? Should we all go mad and eat peanut butter nonstop? All right, well, first of all, I don't remember what I said in that context. I think probably a more accurate way to reflect my thoughts about what people are doing in the current fitness market, both athletically and for Gen Pop, is that people are hyper-focused on the wrong things when it comes to nutrition, or they're hyper-focused on too many details when it comes to nutrition. So from a general population perspective, what I see is that people are so focused on nutrition, what they're eating, what they shouldn't be eating, what's good for them, what's bad for them, that they neglect what are they doing for their physical training, what's their sleep quality, hygiene, and total volume of sleep like, what's their hormonal health like, and are they getting regular blood work and taking consideration to what their internal medical health is like, and what's their movement quality like. I think if people kept the amount of focus that they had on nutrition as very basic and invested an equal amount of time to all of those other variables, they would probably find general health at a higher level for themselves. So that's from a general population perspective. From an athlete perspective, some of the things that I've seen that I think that are a result of people being hyper-focused on some wrong things. One is that athletes try to maintain a hyper level of leanness year-round to be able to try to model themselves after some other people that are really lean in the sport. So as an example, I coach Noah and I coach Travis. If you look at Noah's anthropometrics and you look at him with his shirt off, he is shredded year round. We've competed at 186 pounds, 194 pounds. He's gotten all the way up to close to 200 pounds, and in each one of those different iterations of his body weight, he maintains a hyper level of aesthetic leanness. Now, whether his actual body fat is as low as he looks is dependent upon, does he have intramuscular fat, how much water is he retaining, like all of those things are going to play a role in what he actually looks like, and it might not be a reflection that he's any leaner than Travis. But to an uneducated outside perspective, they might look at somebody like Noah, look at somebody like Travis, say, hey, I want my body fat to look like that. I want to look like that. Then they're obsessed with trying to make their nutritional strategy one that allows them to look like an athlete that they look up to. But you have to realize that there's an individual level of variance with regards to how people distribute body fat, what their skin is like, what the water retention they have between their skin and their muscle bellies are like. All of that stuff plays a role in how people look. So people are focused on nutrition to try to change something aesthetic that might be something genetic and not have to be altered. On top of that, people are paying attention to bodybuilding and medical nutritional science to kind of guide their athletic ventures with regards to nutrition. Not really sure that's the best idea, especially in CrossFit as a sport. Some of the nutritional science that you'd get from bodybuilding or from hypertrophy-based nutritional science is not going to be applicable to what we want to do from a metabolic standpoint, to make sure that you're fueled to be able to do workouts with a greater investment of metabolic energy. So the nutritional strategies will be a little bit different. So people focus on the wrong nutritional expert for what their training goals are. And then people are so focused on the amount of time that they invest in food prep and sitting down and eating, and they don't think about what is that time going to do to all of the other variables that dictate success as an athlete. If that time was distributed, let's say instead of spending, 4 hours a week on food prep, if you could do 2 hours a week on food prep and use that other 2 hours for more effective warm-ups, for one-on-one technical sessions, for massage therapy, for consulting with a coach to get specific training goals for or specific training ideas for you on how to taper, on how to deload, you probably would be more effective as an athlete. So I think what I was getting at when I said that, although I don't know what you're referencing when I said that nutrition is overrated, is that people are paying attention to the wrong things. So if I had to reduce it to what are the right things to pay attention to, whether you're an elite athlete or whether you're a regular person, I think it's relatively can be relatively simple. First of all, it's an individual process. So pay attention to your body. How do you feel? What does foods make you feel like? What do your bowels react to when you eat certain foods? Pay attention to the feedback mechanisms that you were given to you from your biology and see how your body's adjusting over time. Macros, so pay attention to the amounts that you're eating, because that's going to be a really important thing with regards to manipulation of body composition, body weight, and also matching it to the amount of physical expenditure that you're going through on a day-to-day basis. Micros and food quality, so that's just something you should probably not eat crappy food, and understanding what's good food, how much of it to eat, how much fiber to eat, how many veggies to eat, how much fruit to eat. It's just a good thing to keep in your diet and keep in perspective that even if you are an athlete, that's something that you should make sure is in your diet through supplementation or through juices or through smoothies. And as a regular person who doesn't have as high of a caloric need, that doesn't need to be eating so much to fuel what they're doing, that's a good way to satiate you and actually put some volume of food in your belly to give you the sensation of being full. And then timing. When are you eating? Eating in the morning? When are you eating your carbs? What's your post-workout nutrition? Just paying attention to the schedule of your food intake throughout the course of the day. And then lastly, awareness. So if you're an athlete, paying attention to things like strength to body weight ratio is going to be an important aspect of deciding how you want to use your nutrition to be a better athlete. If you're a regular person, understanding what the different tiers of body composition are going to do for how you feel good. So some people will feel great sub 10% body fat. Other people will have no sex drive, will be starving all the time, and will hate everything about their day when they dip below 15% body fat. Understanding that individual process and cultivating a self-awareness will allow you, as you get more mature, as you become a more veteran athlete, and then as you just age outside of your athletic career, to know how you should take care of your body with regards to food. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more clarity on my thoughts.